Hey, I don't know what's on my screen. I've never used this. Hey, I'm showing my craziest Sims 3 saves because I honestly kind of regret not recording them as they were happening, but I promise you there's like some of the craziest stuff you've ever seen in these. If I can just hold on. So, this is the first save I'm going to show you. I'm kind of tired, so I don't know if I'll film the whole thing today anyway. So, this girl, this is a 100 baby challenge, it was supposed to be. But this lady here, she's the one who started it. There was a twist. Every single one of her babies that she conceived, she killed the baby daddy. Okay, so she's had 9 kids. Her first was Nick Jr. Pope, whose father was Nick Alto. I locked him in a room and starved him to death. So that was fun. Her second child, Gunther Jr. Gunther Goth was his father, obviously. And I stole the Goth mansion from him, actually, and then drowned him. Who was next? Veronica, Conofrio. Burned him to death in a garage, which I'll show you the remains of all that, actually. Valerie, Jared Frio, so she had a baby with both of the Frio brothers. I think we drowned him. Jeffrey Jr., Jeffrey Landgrab. In this save, he became a vampire, so I just locked him in a room and he starved to death from vampire, whatever. Mortimer. Yes, she had a baby with both the father and son. So she literally stole the Goth mansion from Mortimer and his father as a child. Him and his mum had to live in like this slum, and she ended up getting with him. So poor Cornelia lost both her husband and her son to the same woman. And they both died by drowning, anyways. Valentina. Oh, Cyclone Sword. He's actually going to come up a bit in one of my later saves because he was the first baby daddy of my legacy family. And then Violet, Xander. I think most of these last few were by fire because I find that one the most fun way to kill Sims. But anyway, this is the Goth mansion that I started renovating. Came the pink house. I starved and burned a few Sims to death in here. I burned a few in here. There's some ashes still. Who was that? Who do we have here? Why is it not? Anyway, some of the ashes are there. So the storyline, because I didn't really want to continue doing this 100 baby challenge, I made a graveyard of all the baby daddies out here. So basically, her aspiration was Heartbreaker. So she got with all these men, killed them all, and then for her last relationship, she married a woman because she figured, oh, I just didn't even like men this whole time, and I've killed like 9 of them now, and it took her killing 9 men to figure out that she just liked women. That's that story. So if you're ever looking for a very difficult challenge, 100 baby challenge, but you have to kill all the baby daddies in different ways. I think drowning electrocution, fire. Like the ghosts come out at night and they're all very different. But yeah, so these two ended up together because she was like, no, 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 no to all their baby daddies, killed them all. And it's like, oh, maybe I should just date a woman. So that's what she did. Yeah. And honestly, this goth house renovation is kind of iconic. Because look at that. And, oh, the pool. Drowned a few. It's like a crime scene in this house. Garage, the pool, and this room upstairs. Yeah. So that's all of them. We've got all the baby daddies here. Yep, that's all of them. This legacy family is very, very special to me. I'm trying to be quiet because everyone's asleep. The family tree says it all. The whole legacy, I completed it, by the way. The whole legacy happened in this house in Sunset Valley. When I started it, I only had one expansion pack. This is the family graveyard because that's how many dead Sims I've accumulated over the generations. There's like 50 there or something. Got one out. 3. Okay. So let's go way back to the beginning. So we started with Chantel. Now Chantel, obviously the legacy followed the plot at Always Stars. She moved to a new town, Sunset Valley. There she started a career in journalism, I believe. She met Cyclone Sword. Now, her and Cyclone Sword, because they got married, and because they got married before I had Generations, there was no like wedding art. So they got married in some random person's kitchen. And everyone at the wedding party thought it was lame, so they left in like the first 5 seconds, including Cyclone Sword, the groom. The only person who stuck around was this guy called Christopher, who I thought was gay. He just seemed gay to me. Not that like I'm trying to label that, but anyway. So Chantel had to call Cyclone up and beg him to come back to their own wedding, and he showed up in casual clothes. And they got married in a kitchen, some random person's kitchen, and Cyclone was just in a t-shirt and shorts. And there was one witness, which was this gay guy. Anyway, so Chantel falls pregnant with their first child, Dustin. And then the guy who I thought was gay, the only witness of their wedding, calls Chantel up and asks her on a date. So I'm like, okay, for the drama. So she goes, and they're like kissing and stuff. And then she gets a cheater reputation. So he starts like cussing her out. Christopher does, the guy who asked her out while knowing she was taken anyway. He starts cussing her out. They get into a fist fight. So they go from gay besties to secret lovers to enemies, like that. Yeah, anyway, and for a while Cyclone and Chantel didn't want to have any other babies together, but eventually I got them to woohoo at a random person's party, and they had their second child, Daisy, who became the heir. And then eventually they had their third child, Dennis, as well. So Dustin, he had one daughter, Evangeline, who became a vampire. She was just so Bella Goth coded, it just suited her. But basically, when Dustin aged up into a young adult, Chantel and Daisy were out like a girls' day out, and I get notification, Cyclone, his father, is flirting with his girlfriend, and she reciprocates. So his father and his girlfriend are flirting with each other, and he's betrayed. The whole family's betrayed. Everyone's like, "Whoa." So anyway, he breaks up with his girlfriend, Dustin. He gets with another girl. His dad does the same exact thing to this girl. I'm not controlling them at this point. He's doing this out of his own free will. Yeah, so then Dustin gets back with the ex-girlfriend that the first one that his father had flirted with, and they have Evangeline together, the vampire, and Evangeline eventually goes on to have her own son. But yeah, that's a bit of a drama there, the father-son relations. But then after Chantal died, she died first, he gets with his son Dustin's ex-girlfriend, the second one that he flirted with, and has a baby with her, Chrissy. You're going to see a lot of this, parents and their children having partners and like in common, and children with the same partner. It's very weird. I don't know how it keeps happening, but okay. Then we have Daisy. Now Daisy is the heir. I did a matriarch legacy, so all female heirs. So Daisy, she started dating this dude in high school. She had 2 daughters with him, Emerson and Enyo. Enyo was evil, but she died as a teen from trying to repair a dishwasher. Anyway, so when Emerson ages up into a young adult, she gets this boyfriend, and his name is, what's his name? What is his name? Patrick. She gets with this guy named Patrick, and she finds out, she becomes pregnant with his child, and then her sister, Enyo, when she was alive, because she was still a teen at this point, walks in on her mother Daisy woohooing with Patrick. So now Daisy fell pregnant as well. So now both Emerson and her mother Daisy have a child with the same dude, Patrick. Emerson has Finn, this guy, and then Daisy has Elsa. As you can see, if you look at his 2 children, Elsa, Daisy Kemmel is the mother, Finn, Emerson Kemmel's the mother. A mother and daughter are the 2 mothers of his 2 kids. So Emerson is obviously, what am I doing? Feeling very betrayed by this. Like her mum, like her boyfriend literally cheated on her and had a kid with her mum. Like that is the worst betrayal anyone has ever done ever. So she's like, you know what? Since you decided to make my half sibling also my child's half sibling, I'm gonna cheat on him with his dad. So she got with his dad, and she had Flora, who became the next heir. Tariq Gay, as you can see, is her dad. And who is he also the father of? Patrick Gay. So his son had a baby with a mother and a daughter, and his daughter is a result of the daughter getting back at her mom and getting with him. It's a bit complicated, but I don't even know. So I think Flora is half brothers with, so these are her half brother is Finn, but he has his father is her half-brother, her other half-brother. What? Her brothers have... One of her brothers is her other brother's dad. Anyway, so Flora, she had the gold digger trait, but what I didn't realise at this point is that it's broken. The lifetime wish is broken. So she got with her best friend's dad, because I was like, oh, he's smart. So she broke up their family and got with her best friend's dad. And then he was just really annoying me, so I drowned him. Yeah, and she had 2 daughters who hated her, by the way. I don't know why. Gemma and Gabriella. Gemma and Gabriella were constantly in like an air off challenge. We had that glitch sometimes in The Sims 3 that happens where teens and kids, they just disappear from the household. They're still in the game, they're still registered in the game, but they just disappear from the household and then come back. And that's what happened to Gabriella. So for a while, she dropped out of the race, and I was like, oh, well, I guess it's Gemma. She came back. So they were like having boyfriends and woohooing at the exact same time, and I was like, whoever has a girl first is the heir. Gemma turned out to be the heir winner. So she had... Gabriella, by the way, had Helena, because I didn't want a boy, and Holly. And Gemma had Henry, Harlow, and Hazel. Harlow and Hazel are twins. Yeah. So Harlow and Hazel, they had some beef, right? Because I had decided that Hazel was going to be the heir. And so she, in true Camel fashion, she steals a man from his girlfriend and makes out with him right in front of her anyway. So she's with him. She gets pregnant with him. At a party, I'm not looking at this point. I just see the notification up in the top of the screen. She's making out with some random old dude at this party. I'm like, oh my god, you just cheated on this man. And everyone saw it. Everyone knew. So her and her man start fighting. And so obviously her boyfriend, his name's Einstein, is kind of like, pissed off about it. So he retaliates by getting with her twin sister. So yes, he got with twin sisters and had a baby with both of them. He had I Don't Want with Hazel, and with Harlow he had Ivy and Icky. You can see here Einstein, right? I Don't Want Ivy and Icky are all his kids, and their mothers are Hazel and Harlow, twin sisters. So that was fun. But Harlow actually, later in life, I also drowned Einstein because, ew, like I just hated him, so I also drowned him. I drowned a few men. So later in life, she starts having an affair with her taken boss because she wants to get a promotion. She's in the military, but anyway. So she has twins with him, Isla and Isaac, who, like, I kicked them out of the house as soon as they aged up, but I'd always see them out in the park beating the hell out of each other. Like, they were actually crazy. Like, they would beat the shit out of each other every single time I saw them. Anyway, anyway, later in life, she has this kid with her boss, these 2 kids. And, obviously, she already has 2 kids from a previous relationship, and so does he. He already has 2 sons from a previous relationship. So they become... her 2 kids and his 2 kids become step-siblings, and the step-siblings, all of the step-siblings have half-siblings in common, even though the step siblings aren't related to each other by blood. So her daughter Ivy, who was Einstein's from a previous relationship's kid, she and her stepbrother Jameson, right, they have half siblings in common. Yet they get married and have a kid together. She marries a stepbrother and has a kid with him. So Jasper, she was the only girl in this generation, only kid at all. So as you can see, her mother and her father, Ivy, these are her half sister and half brother. And when you go to her father, he also has them as half sisters and brothers. Parents have siblings in common because they're step siblings anyway. So Jasper, nothing really. She had a high school, like kind of a high school sweetheart sort of situation, but he didn't want to have kids with her, so she cheated on him with the help. And then she had 6 kids. She had twins, Kaya, Carl, and then Kay, and then these triplets. Kyra was so iconic, by the way. She was like besties with the Grim Reaper because obviously in this household the Grim Reaper was always showing up. Like there's heaps of Sims that I haven't even showed you, like partners and other siblings who are kind of irrelevant. Like there's a lot more Sims than even you're seeing involved in this. Anyway, Kai was the heir and she was Generation 9. So she just started going out with this guy and had 2 kids, and then that's where the legacy ended. And Laurie actually was a nod. She's the last heir, Generation 10 heir, and she was actually a nod to my first ever legacy challenge I attempted. This is the first legacy challenge I've actually ever completed, though. Yeah, so I think I showed you all the generations. It's so funny. It's like a bit incestuous when it's like Jasper, who got with the help, Ivy, who married her stepbrother, who she shares siblings with, Harlow, who has the same baby daddy as her twin sister. Gemma honestly wasn't that problematic. She was just evil. She was an evil criminal. But anyway, Flora got with her best friend's dad. Emerson got with her boyfriend's dad, her boyfriend, and her boyfriend also got with her mom. Daisy, who got with her daughter's boyfriend, had the fact the mother and daughter have a baby daddy in common, and then Emerson had a baby with his dad. Anyways, and Chantel, who cheated with a guy she thought was gay and then beat him up. And then her baby daddy, Cyclone, who had a baby with his son's ex. He had a baby with his son's ex. Anyways. Oh, Dennis. By the way, I didn't talk about Dennis. He's unproblematic king. He actually got married to a man called Einstein. Different Einstein. There was 2 different Einsteins in this for some reason. Yeah, lived out his life. Oh, by the way, what I didn't mention is what am I doing? Well, that's Margaret, by the way. It's Dustin's girl who she's the first to flirt with his dad after he flirted with her. So she almost got with his dad. Anyway, that's her. She's his baby mama. Yeah, Chris. I showed you Chrissy, didn't I? It's Chrissy. Yeah, that's his half sister. He was also his ex's kid. Yeah. I didn't show you. I'll try and show you some of the side characters. Freya was Emerson's last child with the butler. Some of these weren't really that relevant though, like Henry and Ivy, by the way, her twin brother Icky, obviously I didn't want a boy, was also gay, and he married a man called Nigel, and they had an on again off again relationship. They'd break up, get back together, break up, get back together, and so one time they'd moved out, and Ivy was in the police career, so she had to interview people, and they were out in the park, and she saw like her brother and his husband, I think at this point, were like cuddling on a seat bench, and I was like, oh, wasn't that cute? And then she gossips with some random stranger in the park and says, Icky Kemmel and Nigel Kemmel have been seen getting cozy together. Isn't that shameful? And I'm like, I didn't even know Sims could be homophobic. That is, I was like, I've never seen that interaction, like that gossip interaction ever, except when it was about two men. Anyways, yeah, so I'll show you. This is the graveyard. Here we have random people who just died on the lot at parties and stuff, because someone was always dying at a party. Chantel, the founder, and Cyclone. I don't even know if he deserves to be buried next to her, but anyway. Then we have Dustin and Margaret, who also, like, these two had something. Clifford, Daisy, and Enya. This was Daisy's. Clifford died never knowing that his girlfriend was cheating on him with his daughter's boyfriend. He died never knowing that that was happening between his girlfriend and his daughter's boyfriend. But anyway, and Enya, who died as a teen, so they're buried together. Dennis and Einstein. This is Shamika Romano is Dustin's second ex-girlfriend, and the one that Cyclone had a baby with, so Chrissy, and Sri Sutton was her boyfriend. Landon, and Emerson. Landon was Emerson's last partner that she grew old with, the butler, and had Freya with. Evangeline and Connor Kemmel, who's Connor Frio. She had Connor Frio was a vampire, and so she got turned into a vampire by him, and they got married and had a kid together. Elsa, that's the child that came out of Daisy's affair with her daughter's boyfriend. That's her daughter's boyfriend's seed in that child, and that was her partner. They didn't deserve flowers. Tariq Gay and Patrick Gay. But especially Patrick, like getting with the mother and daughter. Anyways, so around here, Finn, who was he? Oh, he was Emerson's kid that she had with Patrick. So him and Elsa were half siblings, but also like niece, auntie, and nephew and auntie. Siblings, but also like, yeah, he was also her nephew. Tori, oh, he's the one Flora got with her best friend's dad. That was him who I drowned. And I actually don't know who that is. It'll come to me, but and then Flora, she didn't actually die with anyone, and I thought it'd be disrespectful to bury her next to these two, whoever that is. Freya, that was Flora's sister. Gemma and Frances. Surprisingly, she actually was like one of the only heirs to never cheat on her partner. Yeah, they're cute. Gabriella, and that was supposed to be where her husband went, but I don't know what happened to him. So anyway, rest in peace, Gabriella. That's Gemma's sister. I was kind of hoping that she'd get the heir title instead of Gemma, but that's not how it worked out anyway. Einstein, who had a kid with two sisters, got both of the twins pregnant. That's him. I drowned him. Garrett, he's the one that Hazel cheated on Einstein with at the party that caused this whole sisters with the same Mister thing to happen. Helena, he's Hazel's kid. Emma Hatch, she was a vampire in this save as well, so she was just living with some of them for ages. She was just kind of there the whole time. It was weird anyway. Jamie. Harlow and Jamie, that was her last partner. And her daughter and his son from previous relationships ended up together and having a baby together. Henry, Holly, and Hazel, they're cousins and siblings. He's Hazel and Harlow's older brother. That's their cousin. Gabriella's kid. And yeah, Hazel. So I think I said before that Helena was Hazel's kid. It's actually Gabriella's kid. So yeah, the cousins and the siblings here. And I think this is the last row in this side? Yeah. So Brent. I think that's just another random guy who died at a party. Ivy, who married her stepbrother, and that's them. Icky and Nigel. That's Icky's twin. Ivy and Icky are twins. I don't want who's Hazel's kid. And then Isaiah, who's never Jasper. That was her husband, but obviously she's still alive in this save. But our Gen 10 heir was born, so I finished the Legacy Challenge, so I haven't played with them since. And the cat, there was a cat grave here. Mr. Pickles. Yeah, so I ended playing with these Sims once Gen 10 was born. And so obviously I still have all these Sims here. This is Jasper, she's Gen 8. Her daughter Kaya and her partner Jude, and then their two kids and their animals. And yeah, that's pretty much all.